That's cool. I have my cats around, you have your rats around. I like that. I am Estonian artist, moved away about 8 years ago now to London to try to see if my art is real, in a sense of living in Estonia. I got a bit claustrophobic as a young artist. I thought I can really predict how my years here will go. So I just wanted to kind of went out and wanted to just experience that out of comfort zone. Because I'm born in Tartu, which is a tinier university city, but my
Yeah.
last, I think, more important years were in Tallinn, and also again influenced me. And then moving away to London, I drastically changed first my arts. Jumped into being super commercial. I started breathing in what was on the streets. I painted a series of skulls. I returned to Tallinn. I made series of robots. So I was really kind of sensitive and affected what you see around.
Yeah.
And today I'm trying to ignore this and be stronger than that, not to just jump in maybe some popular street artist doing because it's selling. It's such interesting. Some of us don't even realize that we actually copy something mainstream. London is great, but it was also really hard. So it made me into something who I am today. The way I work, I make a painting, I destroy it, and I make it immense. It's all about layers, and there are like certain elements I like. And of course, I would never give up my series of female figures, which I do a bit less now,
Yeah.
but they are more about talking me as a young girl who was consumed by the mainstream and couldn't find herself, and all this sexuality, which maybe wasn't me, was kind of projected on me as a
Yeah.
little, like a young girl. I think lots of young women find that, oh wow, some reason I started putting makeup on, but actually, if I wouldn't have that reference, I would never done it. So kind of talking about that when I was growing up, how vulnerable I was to all of this mainstream. Beautiful female figure I used to paint, it was more like a protection against my dark times, because I am been one of those people who never show the people if I don't have something, and I'm hiding it quite well. So maybe it's been now times when I stopped hiding, and then this kind of topic dropped, and I was able to do more free paintings, like the recent show Baltica, where I just do those beautiful landscapes, which are a bit abstract, but there is lots of just simplicity on it, not so figurative, not so, for me, tiring anymore. But
Yeah.
that's how I think of my work. I'm quite critical, and I think we all are, and that's normal. As my work has been about my female figures, and I've been mostly trying to see what men see if I paint a naked woman, how they react to it. It's always often quite one thing, and do the one thing, it comes back to me that they behave certain way with me. And I kind of felt like I'm doing something wrong being a woman. I was some point shamed to be out there, because I was often approached that, can I just have a lunch with you? In a way, it's just so simple, and I'm not the only lady who can say that, who is doing paintings and being serious about my art. I actually want to show my art. um, I even had the collectors saying that I buy your work today, but make sure you don't have kids, otherwise your value of your art goes down. um, or it was a nice guy. It was a nice guy, but I think he kind of, they just almost don't think that how much not human it is to say so.
Yeah.
So today, yeah, me as an artist, I trying to figure out myself as a human first, human who is earthling, who lives on earth with other animals, or humans, trying to be nice, and what is the essence of just simply living. And then secondly, a role of woman. I'm a woman, how to be a woman, and thirdly, how to be artist. So these are my three challenges. Um, and I think for I don't know, the best advice is just don't listen to others. And it's always so easy to not do things because somebody says you can't or don't, or this is wrong. Keep believing and keep working. Even if you're a woman, you have to have your day job, have your sketchbook on your knee, always do a drawing, or so always touch the base with your art, never stop working for it. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be constantly, you can't as well. This is not possible. For example, you have your children, you can do little things and they all fall together and some point to do a big thing again, but then never stop doing it. And therefore also don't, I have lots of ladies who hear, oh, you artist, oh yeah, I used to do drawings, then I got my kids, I don't do anything anymore. And I'm like, because I have kids. I'm like, no, don't excuse yourself with it. Take your papers and pens and start drawing even with your children. So there's like, this is just amazing skill you have, and recall it back to your life and make it there, even if it's not a big show you're doing currently. So the paints I use now is, I basically say I use anything I can. Is it a household paint or a leftover of some paint I find from a street? I take it in, it goes into my work, because I like to, today the most important part for me is to think of the environment, recycle it, make the piece of art as aesthetic as possible, but it's not any more rubbish, it's something made up as gorgeous as it can be. So today I am working more importantly with materials and recycling my canvases, where I remember when I started, of course, I had this really nice, clean, slick shop for canvases and more figurative, maybe more simple work. So now I'm going to do more abstract and maybe even looking into kind of more links, more working with other artists, collaborating and being more, in a way, thinking of that the citizen of the world as an artist, and taking in that idea that artists today has more responsibilities than just the paint. Because I think if I kind of, yeah, I think it's amazing what you as well doing, because you collaborate with people from different places. So I think one of the honest minuses about my own inheritance or where I'm from is that people don't collaborate. But I think the collaboration in London, that you meet other artists, you do projects, and you have, for example, a friend who's a Mexican artist, you take your show with him to Mexico. Oh, it's just amazing. But I don't see that so much still happening back my home in Tallinn, because they still focusing what they are and what they do there. Nothing against it, but sometimes it would be nice to be more open to others to come as well. So there is one really cool Estonian curator who is taking art out from Estonia. So there was one show recently in LA. It was the Institute of Contemporary Art in Little Venice, a little gallery there, which showed, I think it was 7 artists, if I'm not top of my head, I can't remember, but it was Estonian painters, and it was gorgeous to be. I didn't physically went there, but my little works, which made out of recycled paint pieces, went there, and it was really nice. That felt amazing. Of course, I remember my first show in London, which I did, was in Glackwell, which is a really kind of nice design area in London. I had this most gorgeous showroom, and everything's just falling to places. It was just so cool and so nice show. I just think things like that, they just happen to happen, and I can't really say it was planned, or I kind of was really kind of there thinking that, oh, I'm gonna do this, because you have to expect unexpected when you're in London. Just grab the opportunity. If you show together as a group, that's also collaboration to respond to the same theme, but sometimes also you can go out from being just doing your art. You collaborate with a designer, or you do your prints on a handbags, which I did with one of Estonian really amazing leather designer, and that worked really amazingly. Those pieces were so unique. Or even when you invited me for the Helsinki exhibition, that was really nice experience, and I think the work was really in a good level. It was shown there. It was so kind of a brutalist to be part of it. And I don't know, weirdly enough, if I would live in Tallinn, I don't think I would ever met you, but you've been next to us there in Helsinki. This is the bizarrest thing. We are more empathic in emotional way, that our path is being quite similar in experiences, trying to really be taken seriously. Yeah. And I think that's one of those things we need to just stand up and be stronger.
Yes. Yes.